Let's kick things off with the Olympics, a gathering of the world's greatest athletes and also some people who own horses. Now, I've been super interested in these Olympics, mostly because I bet my daughter's college tuition on mixed doubles badminton. But it's fine, she's not really an academic kid, to be honest with you. So far, it's been incredible. Now, not the badminton, that's a stupid sport, but the real sports, like the men's 100 meters finals were on Sunday, where American Noah Lyles got the gold medal by 5/1000ths of a second. Yeah. Do you realize how little time that is? That's 5/1000ths of a second. I just said it. Pay attention. This was the closest finish in over 40 years. And I don't want to take anything away from Noah Lyles, but isn't this a tie? I mean, what do we even have ties for if we're not going to pull it out for stuff like this? I mean, in fact, if you were watching this with just your eyes, all these guys finished at the same time. If these guys were trains, no one would say, my train was late, right? Another Olympic moment getting a lot of attention is the pole vaulter who knocked the bar over with his large penis. Now, if you haven't heard about this story, do not Google penis Olympics. That'll take you to the wrong website. What can I say? I like to do my own research. But you also don't really need to Google it, because that's the whole story. A pole vaulter lost when his giant schlong got caught on the crossbar. And according to the rules of pole vaulting, you're allowed to touch the crossbar, but you're not allowed to it, so he lost. But this has got to be the best possible way to lose, you know? Yeah, I would have won if it weren't for this damn massive hog. In fact, this is the only event where the guy who won probably felt bad. Like, hey, you know, my dick is good too. I will say, next Olympics, this guy should compete in the 100 meters. He'd win from 10 feet back. Obviously, I already know all about Tim Walz, as I have a well of knowledge about every governor in America, even the ones from the boring states. But since you guys have probably never heard of this guy before, I Googled him in a panic on your behalf this morning. And what I found out is that Tim Walz got a lot done as governor. He legalized marijuana, passed family. Yeah, it's a weed crowd. Yeah, he passed family and sick leave. He codified abortion rights, and he provided free meals for all school kids, which makes him an ironic VP pick. Democrats said, man, you've done so much as governor. We'd like to promote you to a position where you'll do absolutely nothing. But if you ask me, his appeal to this ticket isn't just the record as governor, it's his overall vibe, you know? And that vibe, it's Midwestern dad as
Hey everybody, Tim here. 11 days till the election, but it's my pro tip of the day out on the road. I got to show you this. This right here is the headlight harness on a 2014 Ford Edge. Ford, this is unacceptable. It burned out hot on the connector. So for $7.99 at Napa Auto Parts here in the city, you can replace this. Just clip off the back, use some shrink wrap connectors on there, tape it back together and put it back in. It's about a 5-minute fix, and you're back on the road safe and sound.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that is the most dad video I've ever seen in my life. That is a man who watches Band of Brothers while standing up with his arms crossed. If this dude becomes vice president, they're going to find him out on the White House lawn changing the oil on a Predator drone. Don't call the Pentagon. They'll charge you an arm and a leg. All it needs is a countersunk head bolt. Come here, I'll show you. Come here. Tim Walz creates excitement because he's a new main character. It's like when you've had the same mailman for 20 years and then a new guy comes around and you're like, you know, this time I'm going to learn this guy's name, right? What can I say? I'm a good person. So the point is, this energy is great for Democrats and terrible for Republicans, which is why they spent all day trying to find an angle of attack on Tim Walz. And I'm open to hearing it. I don't want to be partisan. So Republicans, I'd like to hear a serious critique from one of your sharpest minds.
Let's bring in Scott Shellady this morning. What do you think of Walz as the vice presidential pick, Scott?
I'm gonna guess this guy's response is moo. Let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. He might have a very valid critique of Tim Walz's policies. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
What do you think of Walz as the vice presidential pick, Scott?
Look, Stuart, he's not a serious candidate.
All right. Not serious, huh? I agree. I hate having to listen to unserious people. You know, it really pulls my udders. Look, here's a rule of thumb. You're not allowed to talk about being serious if you have to milk your clothes before putting them on.
NASA and Boeing engineers remain divided over whether it's safe to bring Wilmore and Williams back on Starliner. They're concerned helium leaks and engine thruster problems could pose serious risks.
Boeing believes Starliner would bring the astronauts home safely.
I'm very confident we have a good vehicle to bring the crew back with.
Yeah, well, if Boeing says it's safe, I think we can just trust them on this one, right? Yeah. I mean, their days without an incident sign is almost up to double digits. They got that. What's that? Oh, I'm being told that the days without incident sign fell and killed someone. Oh. Why are we even still going to space? There's no gravity up there. We can't breathe. I think it's sending us a message. We already have a planet, Earth, right here. And it's going to be here for at least another 20 years, 15 if you use a plastic straw. But for whatever reason, we're up there. And so to those poor astronauts who are stuck up in space, I give them permission to have an affair. You know? Zero gravity, baby. It's the perfect excuse. Who hasn't gotten stuck in space and floated inside a coworker? It happens to the best of us.